I picked up half of a shift for a coworker on my day off. We don't work every day in my field. She messaged me 2 days prior asking if I was somehow willing to take the back half of her shift because it was her birthday and she did not want to work on her birthday. She then said that nobody else she asked said yes and I was her last resort. I felt bad and accepted to take the part of the shift so that she could get off halfway through her shift and at least enjoy some of her birthday not at work. I offered her alternatives such as using sick time, paid time off, or getting an attendance point, but she did not want to go that route, so I regretfully accepted. For context, it is a pretty tiring job at times, and as you could probably tell from nobody else saying yes, people, including me, don't normally want to pick up shifts. Anyways, the day comes around. I was leaving and she was supposed to come in and work her front half. She did not show up. I messaged her asking where she was, and she told me she called off the front half using sick time. Here's where the problem is. I would not have taken the back half of her shift if I knew she would not be working the front half. I only accepted so that she could enjoy some of her birthday not at work and be able to celebrate it however she chose. If I knew she wasn't working the front half, I would have rejected her request since she could still have plenty of time to enjoy her birthday and then work the back half herself. I was caught off guard. I felt tricked in a sense and voiced that to her. She proceeded to say she told me, which she did not, and then said that it was none of my business, and she does not see the issue. She also said that I offered to take the shift, which I did not, and that I was still helping her out regardless, and it should not matter whether she was able to get the front half off. I understand what she does outside of work is none of my business and that technically did not affect the shift I was picking up for her. However, I was doing her a favor. I told her the only reason for me picking up the back half of her shift was so that she would be able to enjoy some time of her birthday not at work and be able to celebrate it however she chose. Our conversation went in circles, both of us thinking we were in the right. So, I ended the conversation as it was going nowhere constructive. I ended up not making a bigger issue of it and just working the back half of her shift. I've consulted others and most seem to understand where I am coming from. However, there are a few others that see where she is coming from and that I should not be concerned with the fact she was able to get the front half of her shift, and by extension the whole shift off. I'm over it, to be honest. I decided just to not do her any more favors. What's done is done. However, it seems to have upset her and her roommate, someone I work with every day. I am curious about other people's perspective on the matter. Now let's hear what other Redditors had to say about this situation. Here's what I don't understand. If the job isn't so crucial that she can just take sick time off without someone else needing to cover for her, she should have just taken the whole shift off rather than stick you with half of it just so she could save the hours. That's where her being the asshole comes in, which means you are not the asshole. You worked for no good reason since she could have just taken the time off anyway. It was selfish of her and she used you. If she had been honest from the start that she intended to take the whole day off regardless of whether or not anyone else would pick up the time, you could have at least made an informed decision. Another commenter says, not the asshole, but I wouldn't have picked up the shift in the first place. She knew when her birthday was and could have requested the whole day off ahead of time without getting you or anyone else involved. If she was someone you were very close with, I could understand wanting to do something nice, but now you know not to do her any more favors. Many people echoed this same thought, suggesting that she was being intentionally deceptive and manipulating the situation. Another commenter noted that you did not take the shift for the money. You did it as a personal favor under false pretenses. It wouldn't surprise him to learn that it wasn't even her birthday. She might have said that just to get sympathy. Honestly, if only those birthday candles could burn away bad intentions too. What do you think? Was the op right or wrong here? Let me know in the comments.